National Judicial Council recommends compulsory retirement for heads of courts, sanctions 3 others. The Supreme Court upholds legality of the EFCC, ICPC and NFIU. Nigeria and China sign agreement on green industrialization.
It's trying to establish a relationship between Nigeria and the Republic of China in the area of energy, clean energy particularly, and also in the area of green industrialization.
A very good afternoon and welcome to News Desk at 3 here on Nta News24. I am Claire Adelabu Abdurrazak, and we begin with the The National Judicial Council has recommended compulsory retirement of the Chief Judge of Imo State, Justice T.E. Chukwuemeka Chikeka, and the Grand Qadi of Yobe State, Qadi Babagana Mahdi, over falsification of age. Now, the council, under the chairmanship of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, suspended Justice G.C. Aguma of the High Court of Rivers State from performing judicial function for a period of 1 year without pay, and also placed him on watch list for 2 years. The council resolved to issue letter of caution to Justice I.A. Jamil of Kogi State to be more circumspect in handling sensitive matters in future. A statement issued by the Deputy Director Information of the NJC says the meeting also recommended 36 candidates for judicial appointment. Now, 8 judges for the High Court of Oyo State, 4 judges for High Court of Kebbi, 7 judges for the High Court of Sokoto, while 6 judges for High Court of Akwa Ibom. Now, 7 Qadis for Sharia Court of Appeal, Sokoto, 2 Qadis, Sharia Court of Appeal in Kebbi State, while 2 judges, Customary Court of Appeal in Oyo State. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has upheld the legality of the existence of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, ICPC, the NFIU. This was after dismissing the suits 19 states filed differently, arguing that the enabling acts establishing the 3 anti-graft agencies were extracted from a UN convention against corruption and not applicable to individual states of the Federation. Justice Uwani Abaji, who delivered the judgment, held that since the National Assembly had ratified the said UN convention, it was legal and binding on all the states.
Judicial blessing and pronounced on the constitutionality of the EFCC's Act's power, as well as the NFIU, and that the circular that was issued by the NFIU limiting the amount of cash that can be withdrawn from government account across the state, that it was valid and was constitutional. So what the Supreme Court has done in essence today is to enhance the powers of the anti-corruption agencies and to validate their activities, and to say that within our jurisdiction, financial crimes and all manner of corruption-related offenses will not be tolerated.
The majority of the states had cited the need for states-by-state domestication of the UN Convention as reason for their course of action. And the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC Limited, and its partners have revived crude oil and gas production to 1.8 million barrels per day and 7.4 standard cubic feet per day of gas. Now, this was announced at a press briefing in Abuja, with key players saying the feat was achieved in compliance with the mandate of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Lydia Samson tells us more.
The production war room team was inaugurated on the 25th of June 2024 Then, production was at 1.4 million barrels per day. The theme swung into action, sustaining the production recovery to 1.7 million barrels per day in August and hitting the current 1.8 million barrels in November. The interventions that led to the recovery of production cuts across every segment of the production chain, with security agencies closely monitoring the pipelines. Group Chief Executive Officer Mele Kyari had, while speaking on the development, applauded the production war room team members for anchoring the production recovery process.
It is possible to achieve the high production, and with all the help and support that we have across board, from the Minister to Mr. President to the government security agencies, we have a line of sight of what progress means and will achieve progress.
Representatives of production war room team provided insights on how the feat was achieved.
We believe this industry is an enabler for the entire country and also for the world, and therefore with the clear push we're able to now get to 1.8, and really we can see clear line of sight of getting to 2 million barrels. If you look at it from NNPC perspective, we're actually doing 84% of NNPC production. That was unprecedented.
Chairman NNPC Limited Board of Directors Pius Akinyeleru and Minister of State Petroleum Resources Oil Henneke Lokobiri charged the company's management to come up with a cash flow projection based on the new production figures to facilitate planning. They expressed satisfaction with the performance of the theme and pledged the federal government support for the company to do more.
I'm particularly happy because everybody is yearning to be at this level. We know the economic impact it will generate into our income.
This didn't come without some sacrifice from you, and Nigeria appreciates the sacrifice from you. The president appreciates the sacrifice you made, but please, we have to do more.
They are optimistic that increasing production to 2 million barrels per day by the end of the year is a reality. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, Nta News.
The National Association of Scrap and Waste Dealers Employers of Nigeria has launched a task force to combat illegal and criminal activities by a few individuals whom they say sabotage government by vandalizing public infrastructure across the country. Now, the initiative stakeholders agreed will help sanitize and add value to the circular economy value chain, which has been one of the sectors that is contributing to the steady growth of the nation's economy. Now, stakeholders at the event, including Special Assistant Research and Strategy to the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Saidu Ahmed, spoke on the national values and charter and educated Nigerians on the renewed hope circular economy roadmap 2025. Others, including Chairman of NAC Steel Rolling Mills Company, Akilu Hassan Mohammed and Aminu Soja, emphasized the need for continued collaboration between private sector and the government. Now, in view of this, the first National Circular Economy Workers' Summit to be held in the first quarter of 2025 hopes to enhance cooperation, increase productivity, and thus boost the economy in multiple ways by creating millions of jobs for the labor sector, also assisting governments at all levels. Now, President Bola Tinubu is congratulating the Nigerian Tribune newspaper's board, management and staff on its 75th anniversary, established on November 16, 1949 by Chief Obafemi Awolowo, a distinguished statesman and the first premier of the Old Western region, along with his wife, Anna Didolu. The Nigerian Tribune has cultivated a legacy of responsible, resilient and crusading journalism that has withstood the test of time. President Tinubu applauds the newspaper, known as the Great Survivor, for faithfully upholding the vision of its founding publisher by promoting constructive nationalism, social justice, democracy, and press freedom, while advocating the rights of all Nigerians, irrespective of their economic, social, or political backgrounds. The President remembers and applauds the role of some of the notable journalists who built the Tribune brand, such as Alhaji Lateef Jakonde, a former governor of Lagos State, Ayo Jomi, alias Pen Atalanta, Chief Tola Deni, Biodun Duole, Folu Olamiti, and many others, amid the attempt by state agents to stifle the newspaper out of existence. Now, the president notes that the Nigerian Tribune has established itself as a bastion of truth and a vigilant watchdog of society over the decades. It also has performed its constitutionally mandated role in nation building with commendable integrity. Now, optimism is high that the Ondo State governorship election will be free, fair, inclusive, as well as credible. Now, that optimism is emanating from our guests on Good Morning Nigeria today, while discussing issues premised on robust critical engagement of stakeholders playing key role in the election's value chain. Here is Lydia Sampson, who monitored the program with her reports.
Oluwatoyi Babalola, INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner for Ondo State's disposition to be real, professional and decisive, guest on Good Morning Nigeria provides the needed drive for others involved to follow towards a seamless process.
We have been talking to persons with disabilities, the youth and the women on the need to be actively involved. We have engaged voters, and we have done voter education to let them know why, where, and when to vote. We are putting all measures in place to ensure a free, fair, credible, transparent, and inclusive election.
We have deployed over 36,000 officers, and as a destination where they're expected to perform duties